All right. Well, Patty, now officially, congratulations. That was a wonderful show. Great to have you back here again. I guess if our math is correct, your sixth time on the ACL stage.
Wow, that's so crazy.
Including back in the original Studio 6A. So that's always a pleasure. So let's talk about your newest album. It's your 10th, and it's titled simply Patty Griffin. Yeah. Why did you decide to call it that? Is it a sort of a statement that you're making at this point in your career?
It didn't start off as a statement. I had another title planned, and I was driving in my car going to the grocery store, and I heard this little girl from London. She took my title. She was coming out with her record, and I went, oh, well, that would be very rude of me to put that out now. So I was talking to Craig Ross, who was producing the record, and I told him she took my title. And he said, why don't you just do that? You've never done your, own name for a title of a record, so it's that dumb.
That's right. It is a bit surprising that you haven't done it before, but nobody else can use Patty Griffin as the title of their album. No. They better not. So it's a very intimate album and collection of songs, not necessarily personal in an autobiographical sense, but how would you describe it?
It is intimate. I was right up close with myself when I wrote it. I had cancer during some of it that I was working on getting rid of, and a friend of mine was dying of cancer when I was writing some of it. So it was pretty heavy stuff that tipped the whole thing off, and I was learning a lot as I went along, and I felt like when you write really clearly about your inner world, very often you find it interwoven with the outside and what's going on around you all over the place. So sometimes I'd start off writing about myself, and it would end up being about, what is happening around me, and it feels like me. I know it sounds crazy, but that's what it feels like. I had to do the set up the tracks for mastering on a plane ride, and it happened really quickly. I went boom, boom, boom. I just tried to think in my brain how that was going to sound, and I wrote the list really quickly. And I looked at it. I felt like the record was divided into male and female. The first half is female, and the second half is male. And the songs are focused on female, and I didn't do it on purpose. It just sort of landed that way, and it made me notice, how specifically I'd written about men and women, doing it that way. So I really just put it together musically, but it landed in a theme. Yeah, I think women right now all over the globe are, like I've never seen before, really, really trying to root themselves and understand what real power is for themselves, and not what they've been told, for what everyone's been told about power. And so these songs are, some of them are, filled with tears, women's tears, but I think there's also a lot of, for me, singing them, this feeling of discovering the feminine and how strong it really is, and how if you're a woman, it's not something that most women in the world were ever taught. So that's starting to change, I think, a little bit. I think we have to evolve. We're constantly, all species on the planet are required to evolve, and human beings are not any different from any other species to survive. And there certainly are a lot of things that I perceive as very destructive in the way that it's been sort of working. And so tearing the old machine down, we're all responsible, I think, too, for creating it. And so in the song I'm saying, I've heard it said many times, life is a dream. If it is, I've been dreaming of a crazy machine. And so I'm sort of trying to own my part in it by just believing that it can't change, and that we can't go past war, and we can't go past poverty, and we can't go past treating the planet, disrespectfully, and I have to believe that we can. I guess that's sort of what I mean by tearing the machine down.